and I wanted to go to school with all my friends.
We weren't that drunk.
And my first day there, it's a school that had a special ed program. And on my first day there, I met a really cool kid named Steve. He was a really tall, gangly kid. And he didn't walk straight at all. You couldn't have paid him money to have him walk straight. What did it was these incredibly long arms that he had. When I first met him, my buddy Josh said, "Hey, you got to meet Steve." I said, "Hey, Steve, praise Jesus." And these orangutan arms unfolded and reached to the sky. And it was like watching a giraffe, you know, has been drinking from a river, stand up. And he had arms that were so long, I'm pretty sure he could have reached out, grabbed God by the face, pinched his cheek, and gave him a little smack, you know? Another thing about Steve is he couldn't talk. He never learned to speak. So he had a big, giant book that he had carried with him. And if he really needed to talk to you, he would open the book up and he would point to pictographs and things like that to get his point across, and so you could talk to him. But yeah, so Steve was a great kid, great kid. He didn't start off the best in the world, but he always had a smile on his face. He was always happy to see you. It's like a little angel, you know. Now in this school, if you have an angel, you also have to have a devil, and the devil was Joey, and he was the exact opposite of Steve in every way. Joey was a small, frail, tiny little kid who talked very slow and moved very slow.
Retard.
No one in the school liked him, and it had nothing to do really with him being special or anything like that. It just, the kid was a dick. To put it flat out, the kid was a dick. To give you an example, the first time I ran into the kid, I was on my way to class and I was running late, and he's standing there in the hallway, and he just sticks his foot out. "Tie my shoe." "Sorry, Joey?" "Tie my shoe." I said, I'm really sorry, Joey. I'm on my way to class. I talked to your teacher. Your teacher will tie your shoe. And he freaked out. He started cursing and swearing. Fuck you, and spitting. And for a slow kid, he had aim like you wouldn't believe, and this kid can spit for distance. So he's obviously done this several times. Now, here's the funny part. I've told you all that stuff just to get to the funny part now. And this is why I totally believe in karma, and you get what you have coming. One day we were sitting in the cafeteria. Steve loved to play cards with us. He couldn't play cards. He didn't know what was going on, but he loved to sit and play cards with us. It was euchre, and we would just give him the card and say, "All right, throw this down for us." And Steve would get all excited. He'd hold the card and he'd boom, slam the card down. He had a great time. So one day everyone's getting up to go have cigarettes, and I'm still sitting at the table finishing the game. And Steve gets up off the table, grabs this big giant bag with his book in it, and he starts to walk away. Now, like I said, Steve doesn't walk straight. So he was kind of this way and this way and this way. Bumped right into Joey as Joey's slowly walking towards wherever he was going. Once again, Joey lost it. Turned on Steve. "Fuck you, Steve! Fuck you, Steve!" Spit at him and threw a punch. I'd never seen him throw a punch before. The speed of the punch was probably, I don't know, a third of a foot a second. Wasn't going very fast at all. I think a fly landing on Steve probably would have caused, more damage than the actual punch itself. But Steve lost it. I had never seen him lose it. I had never seen him mad. I had never seen him not smile. He lost it, and he turned with this giant bag in his arm, and his brontosaurus neck frickin' arm started waving his arm up and down like the kid was fanning a fire. Joey's too slow, and he can't get out of the way. So as he's going up, the bag hits Joey in the back of the head. Joey starts going down. Steve gets him on the updraft. Boom! Lifts Joey up off the ground. And then for one more for good measure, boom! Came down one more time. And Joey was out. He was okay later, people, but he was out at the time. And sitting in the cafeteria, there was stunned silence for about 10 seconds. No one knew what to do, no one knew what to say. They were just watching as, you know, Steve just walked away and Joey was down there. And then laughter. Peals of laughter came flying out because everybody had run into this kid at some point in time. Peals of laughter, including me. I will never forget that. I will never forget the look down there. I will never forget anything that happened there. Because it taught me that regardless of who you are, if you got something coming, it's coming. If you got an ass kicking coming, karma will get it for you. So every single day after that, whenever I'm presented with a decision I can make, or you know, can I do the right thing, can I do the wrong thing, the little angel on my shoulder pulls out a picture of rotten Joey lying down in there in a pool of his own drool. And I remember that this is what assholes get. And yeah, so that's why I'm trying to do my best to be a decent guy. So that was my first ever story on stage. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank God for the next one. It made my life easier.